Al Qusays landfill is reaching its capacity and is being closed. A new landfill, Al 2, is being opened, which will be approximately 2,000 meters long and 2,000 meters wide. Assuming that Al landfill is a cuboid and 100 meters deep, I will calculate how long it will take for just the disposable water bottle waste from Dubai schools to fill this site. This video is based on the inquiry question, is our school JBS creating too much waste? And if yes, what is the solution? There are a couple of assumptions to take into consideration before starting the video. I assume that first, other schools in Dubai produce water bottle waste at the same rate as JBS does. Another one is that all bottles are bottles, regardless of their size and shape. Students in Dubai schools increase at the same rate every year, meaning the number of students in the schools will rise by the same number every year. There's no any number in this video that is perfectly accurate, even when degree of accuracy is applied to it. The average size of the bottles has to be found in order to apply it into the calculations. And last but not least, students drink from water bottles that are sold in the cafeteria. Let's start off by explaining what a landfill is and how it is created. No, I'm just kidding. This is a maths video, not a geography one. Anyways, let's actually start by calculating the volume of the landfill. The formula to find the volume of a cuboid is shown at the bottom of the screen. V is the volume, and LWH refers to the length, width, and height. The length and width are approximately 2,000 meters, and the height is assumed to be 100 meters. So, we should be happy if we use degree of accuracy to get more accurate numbers. Both length and width are ranging from 1,500 to 2,500 meters. The height is ranging from 95 to 105 meters. Each boundary from the length has to be multiplied with the same boundary from the width and height. This will allow us to find the lowest possible and the highest possible volume of the landfill, which is ranging from about 200 million to about 700 million cubic meters. More accurate numbers are shown on the screen. The landfill volume could possibly be any value between these two numbers, unless, of course, the assumption that it was 100 meters high is wrong. I then calculated the current number of students in Dubai schools. A common mistake made to solve this problem is by simply multiplying the number of students in our school by the total number of schools. This won't work well because not all schools have about the same number of students as in JBS. I looked up on the internet and found that there is about 220,000 students in Dubai schools in the year 2012 to 2013. That number has then risen to about 240,000 in the year 2013 to 2014, which is an 8% increase. Based on this data, we could calculate an estimate for the total amount of students in 2015 to 2016. I'm assuming that the number has increased by 16% in this period of time. If my theory is correct, then the number of students has increased to 284,268. Here's a graph that shows the trend of the data between the years. You can see that there's a pattern formed by the columns. We now have to find the number of bottles in all Dubai schools, including JBS. Here's a two-way table that shows some information. JBS throws out 495 bottles per day. We already know the number of students and bottles in JBS, as well as the number of all students. We yet have to find the minimize their size as much as possible, which would have increased the time taken to fill the site. On the other hand, the time taken could have been lesser if the bottles were not crashed, but instead spaced out, leaving more room in the landfill. The number of bottles in JBS were 1 day, so it served as an average. Also, most of the data was based on our school's data, and the number of bottles in our school wasn't accurate, as many students just counted an estimate of the bottles and were disgusted to dig up in the bins. Another limitation would be that the gravitational pull could have been different in the landfill site, hence changing the volume of the bottles. Now, to reflect on the inquiry question. I looked up on the internet and done some calculations to find that Dubai throws out approximately 3 million bottles a day. JBS only throws out 495 bottles. To say it in other words, JBS produces about 0.015% of the total Dubai water bottle waste, which isn't a really high percentage. So to conclude, JBS doesn't produce a lot of waste. However, there could be some ways in which JBS could produce even less waste and pollute the environment less, by either reusing plastic bottles or using non-plastic water bottles that cannot be thrown out.